What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into another important segment of MCSC, and I am your humble host, as always, Niko House. Thank you all for tuning in, of course. Thank you all who are on JustNForm, tuning into the conversation there. And if you have not registered for JustNForm, make sure you do so and join this revolution in social media that we have started. Please, if you're tired of censorship and all that good stuff, you want to have your voice heard, you want to engage in something that is just profound and welcoming, and nobody's attacking you, and people there are really trying to, it's solution-based thinking. And don't think you only have to be political to join. I mean, it's a social media website. It's community networking and news, and we want to see everyone engaging in conversation and engaging with, and helping us understand your passion, because it's really all interconnected. Whether it be in business, technology, fashion, sports, even, it's all connected. It's really all political. So make sure you join. And thanks to all of our patrons on Patreon. If you want to donate to us there, it's www.patreon.com/MCSC. The link is in the description below. So I do want to go ahead and jump right into this. You ever heard of doublespeak? A lot of you have, I'm sure. It's a reference to George Orwell's book, 1984, talking about the dystopian society and how words that used to mean one thing actually mean something else, apparently. And it's scary. It really is. And George Orwell it's almost like this man has some type of like how like the Bible talks about Jesus as a prophet and how he was able to foresee things, and George Orwell was damn near that. And this OIG report is a damn good example of how George Orwell's premonition of how the government will try to coerce us into believing that words don't exactly mean what we thought they did, especially regarding elites, was going to happen. He knew. So, according to the OIG report, this is what Michael Horowitz wrote. Comey's initial draft statement, which he shared with FBI senior leadership on May 2nd, criticized Clinton's handling of classified emails as grossly negligent, his initial draft statement, but concluded that no reasonable prosecutor, which is a lie, would bring a case based on the facts developed in the mid-year investigation. Over the course of the next 2 months, Comey's draft statement underwent various language changes, including the following. So I want to just break down that paragraph really quick. His initial draft statement said it was grossly negligent, and that he concluded that no reasonable prosecutor would bring a case on the facts developed in the mid-year investigation. The fact that James Comey said that no reasonable prosecutor would bring a case is laughable. It is. I don't know how many times we have to say this. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse to break it. I have a bunch of brothers and sisters in arms who would concur. We have someone who's formerly in the Navy right now suing the U.S. government because of the Clinton case, because that set a horrible precedent. And if many of you remember, Jared H. Beck, one of the lawyers involved in the DNC fraud lawsuit that we created about March of 2016, good God, so long ago. But he even said that going forward, this is dangerous for our democracy and for the rule of law, because it sets precedent, and precedent, if you're a good attorney, is going to be quoted. It's going to be quoted when you're dealing with things like this. So people who were previously prosecuted for doing what Clinton did by accident on a much smaller scale are going to come back and start suing the government, and they would be right to do so. And vice versa, you're going to have future attorneys saying, well, Clinton did it, so why should, and she was acting in official government capacity, so why should my people get prosecuted. So, but I want to go on to some of these language changes. So, first bullet point, the description of Clinton's handling of classified information was changed from grossly negligent to extremely careless. I wonder why that is. Why do you need to change that if no reasonable prosecutor would see the evidence and prosecute her? But whatever, let's continue. A statement that the sheer volume of information classified as secret supported an inference of gross negligence was removed. And replaced with a statement that classified the information they discovered was especially concerning because of all the emails housed on servers not supported by full-time staff. So, just to reiterate, a statement that the sheer volume of information classified as secret was supported, a statement that the sheer volume of information classified as secret supported an inference of gross negligence was removed and replaced with another statement that said that it was especially concerning instead of grossly negligent. The next bullet point says that a statement that the FBI assessed that it was reasonably likely that hostile actors gained access to Clinton's private emails was changed to possible. The statement also acknowledged that the FBI's investigation and its forensic analysis did not find evidence that Clinton email server systems were compromised. However, we do know that that was actually untrue. We did find out later that the email servers were indeed compromised by several hostile actors. And I don't know why this says that. Well, I mean, Michael Horace is literally just quoting what James Comey put in his report. But we did find out later that people were actually murdered overseas because Clinton revealed their names. So, but did y'all hear this though? Mind y'all, a lot of people insult Trump's intelligence, and sometimes he kind of puts himself in that bind. Okay, let's be honest. But if Trump is an idiot, right? Like I said, who's the worst candidate? The buffoon or the woman who loses to the buffoon? Who's the worst candidate? The idiot or the woman who loses to the idiot? Who's the worst candidate? You have one person who was investigated for emails. The other one was, I mean, it was a faulty investigation. You're not, look, I know, preach to the crowd here, but it was a faulty investigation. But they were essentially trying to investigate him for treason, colluding with a hostile nation, and you couldn't beat him. It wasn't like the investigation was a secret, people. Nixon resigned after Watergate. That was nothing. Granted, Watergate's also nothing compared to the crime that Hillary Clinton has actually committed, but because he knew he was vulnerable, like Nixon resigned. This man, Donald Trump, was implicated in collusion with Russia to affect the outcome of the 2016 election, and you couldn't beat him. So now it goes back to what I was saying. So if he's stupid, he's an idiot. How stupid can Hillary Clinton be? It has to be pretty damn stupid because you lost to him in an election that was yours to lose. And Trump makes mistakes, undoubtedly so, and they're always highlighted. But here we find out that Hillary Clinton put herself in a situation where hostile actors got access to her servers. And it was never highlighted by the media. Well, by some of the media, but not the legacy media. And then the last bullet point said a paragraph summarizing the factors that led the FBI to assess that it was possible that hostile actors accessed Clinton's server was added, and at one point referenced Clinton's use of her private emails for an exchange with President Obama while in the territory of a foreign adversary. Holy shit. I'm going to reiterate that, people. A paragraph summarizing the factors that led to the FBI assessing that it was possible that hostile actors accessed Clinton's server was added, and at one point referenced Clinton's use of her private email for an exchange with then President Obama, who did absolutely nothing about it, and he kept it to himself while in the territory of a foreign adversary. This reference was later changed to another senior government official, removing the implication of President or then President Barack Obama. So Comey went out of his way to not only protect Clinton, but protect Obama as well. Once again, making it appear as if he was looking out for his own self-interest. Each version of the statement criticized Clinton's handling of classified information, and Comey told us that he included criticisms of former Secretary Clinton's uncharged conduct because unusual transparency was necessary for an unprecedented situation, and that such transparency was the best we could have had, having the American people have confidence that the justice system works. The irony, right? I would love to know what you think about this. Make sure that you continue this conversation in JustNForm in the MCSC group discussion. Just go to JustNForm.com and type in MCSC discussion group, and we will have to talk about this nonsense because this is getting bad. The deeper I go into this report, and we're just cracking this. We are just now cracking this. The deeper we go into this report, the more we're going to find. I guarantee that. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. And of course, more than anything, always remember, find your balance. Peace.